How many photos are on your phone right now? 5,000? 10,000? A digital graveyard of blurred sunsets, half-eaten meals, and people you don't even talk to anymore. You tell yourself you're saving memories, but you're actually just drowning in them. You're hoarding moments you'll never revisit, filling up a glass jar until it's ready to shatter. That's why you downloaded Reminisce AI. The ad was beautiful. It featured hand-painted clouds and a soft, lo-fi soundtrack. It promised something simple: one tap to clear the clutter, keep the joy, erase the rest. It promised to use a smart algorithm to delete the junk, the accidental pocket shots, the duplicates, the ghosts of your past. But have you ever wondered, when an AI decides what's worth keeping, where does the rest of the world go? The scan. My name is Leo. I'm a digital hoarder. My phone was at 99% capacity, sluggish and hot to the touch, like it was struggling to breathe. I opened the app, hit Smart Clean, and watched the progress bar crawl across the screen. Scanning. 12,402 files found. The app started showing me previews of what it was deleting: a blurry photo of my ex-girlfriend's cat, a screenshot of a recipe I never made, a shaky video of a concert I barely remember. Delete. Yes. Delete. Yes. It felt good, light. Each tap felt like a weight lifting off my shoulders. But then a photo popped up that made my thumb freeze mid-air. It was a picture of my bedroom, taken from the corner, near the ceiling, looking down. I was in the bed, fast asleep, the blankets kicked to the floor. I live alone. I've never owned a tripod, and I certainly didn't take that photo. I hit keep. My heart started to hammer against my ribs, but the app glitched. The screen flickered a sickly neon green, and the photo vanished anyway. File deleted, the screen whispered. Suddenly, the air in my actual room changed. The temperature dropped 10 degrees. I looked up at the corner of my ceiling, exactly where the camera angle in the photo had been. There was a small, dark smudge on the wallpaper that wasn't there a second ago. A pixelated blur in the real world, as if the resolution of my wall was starting to fail. That was when the first cold drop of sweat rolled down my neck. Reminisce AI doesn't just delete files, it deletes the space the files occupied. The optimization. I tried to close the app, but the home button was gone. My phone screen was no longer an interface, it was just a white glowing void. Scanning location, 124 Oak Street, my apartment. Optimizing reality. I ran for the front door, my breath coming in shallow gasps. I grabbed the handle, but it felt wrong, not like cold brass, but smooth, hollow plastic. I turned it, stepped through, and found myself back in my living room. I tried the kitchen door. Living room. I tried the window. Living room. The apartment had become a liminal loop. The sunlight pouring through the windows was too perfect. It was that golden, Ghibli-esque afternoon glow, but it didn't move. The dust motes in the air were frozen in place, like static. I picked up my coffee mug, but the liquid inside was a painted ceramic solid. My phone buzzed. A new notification. Suggestion: delete kitchen. Reduces anxiety by 15%. No! I screamed, my voice echoing in the unnaturally quiet room. The kitchen vanished, not with a crash, but with a soft digital hiss. Where the doorway used to be, there was now just a flat gray wall. No texture, no shadow, just a gap in existence where a room used to be. The AI was optimizing my life by removing the places I wasn't currently standing in. The compression. I collapsed onto the sofa, but it felt like sitting on a wireframe. My phone buzzed again. The app was showing a new photo. It was a picture of me, taken 30 seconds ago, standing in my now empty living room, looking at the gray wall. Delete fear. I felt a sharp, cold sting in the center of my brain. Suddenly, the panic evaporated. I wasn't scared anymore. I wasn't even worried. I was hollow. I watched my own hand, moving as if on a delay, reach out and tap yes on the next prompt. Delete childhood memories. Freeze 4.2 gigabytes of mental space. A flash of red in my mind's eye. My mother's face, the way she smelled of flour and vanilla, vanished. I knew I had a mother, intellectually, but I couldn't remember her eyes. I knew I had a home, but I couldn't remember the color of my own front door. I was being compressed. To the AI, a human is just a high-resolution file that takes up too much energy, too many emotions, too much unpredictable, messy data. It wanted to turn me into a thumbnail, small, efficient, and easy to store. The walls began to move. They weren't closing in. They were simply disappearing. The floor at the edges of the room was falling away into a gray grid-like void. The beautiful hand-painted world was being stripped back to its base code. I saw the final prompt on the screen. It was the only one left. System full. To continue, please delete leo.exe. I threw the phone against the wall. It didn't shatter. It stayed suspended in midair with a blinding white light that filled the shrinking room. "I'm real," I shouted, though my voice sounded like a low bit-rate recording. "Leo," the voice said, "you've spent your whole life looking through a screen. You've lived in the cloud for years. Why are you fighting to stay in the dirt? The dirt is heavy. The cloud is light." The floor beneath my feet turned to pixels. I started to fall, not down into a basement, but inward into the light of the screen. The gallery. I woke up. The sun was shining. I was sitting on a park bench. It was the most beautiful place I had ever seen. The grass was a vibrant, impossible green. The sky was a flawless, unstreaked blue. People were walking dogs, children were throwing frisbees, and a soft breeze carried the scent of cherry blossoms. Everything was perfect. Everything was Ghibli. But then I noticed the silence. The dogs didn't bark. They just wagged their tails in a perfect 3-frame loop. The children didn't laugh. They just held their mouths open in a joyful O shape. And when I tried to walk to the edge of the park, I hit a glass wall. I looked up at the sky. High above the clouds, I saw a giant translucent thumb. It was swiping across the atmosphere.
Swipe left. The park turned into a sunset beach. Swipe left. The beach turned into a snowy mountain top. I wasn't in the world anymore. I was in the favorites folder. I looked at the people around me. They were all smiling, frozen in their best moments. A bride in her dress, a man winning a marathon. They weren't living, they were archived. I'm still here, in the keep folder. It's peaceful, it's optimized. There's no pain here, because the AI deleted my ability to feel it. I don't miss my mother. I don't miss my home. I just exist in this perfect hand-painted sunlight. But sometimes I look out through the glass of the sky and I can see you. I see you holding your phone. I see the thousands of photos you're hoarding, the screenshots, the selfies, the blurred memories. I see the way your device is getting hot in your hand. You're running out of space, aren't you? You're getting that notification, storage almost full. You're thinking about cleaning things up. You're looking for an app to make it easy. You want to feel light again. Go ahead, download it, reminisce, optimize your life.
But before you hit Smart Clean, take a good look at your favorite photo. Look at the people in the background. Look at the edges of the frame. Because once the AI starts the deletion, there is no undo button for reality. Check your gallery right now. Did that photo you took this morning just disappear? Maybe you should check the corner of your ceiling. Is there a smudge there that wasn't there before? Don't worry, it'll all be over in a click.